Hello there, I am Juvannie Alquizar, and in this video we are going to talk about a Linux operating system, Ubuntu. So basically, we are going to touch the basic file commands in this operating system. So you must finish this because I assure you it will be good, so sit tight and grab your coffee. So in a quick view, this is the desktop page of Ubuntu. Here we have the navigation bar, and here is the app drawer. What are we going to do is to open up the terminal. There is actually a few ways to open up the terminal. First is to right click an empty section of the desktop and click open in terminal. Next is open up the app drawer and search for terminal. So the first command that we are going to talk about is the Pwd command. So it stands for print working directory. What it does is it will show you your current directory. So what is directory? It is just basically the path if you are used on Windows. So if we type in pwd and hit enter, it will show us our current directory, which is Yuapuhun. The next command we are going to learn is ls. It stands for list. So what basically it does is it will show you the list of directories present in your current directory. What do I mean by that is if we type in ls and hit enter, we can see these directories written in blue. Desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures, publics, templates, and videos. If we open up these documents, if we open up these directories, we can see inside these directories if we are going to use ls command. So let's just open up our file explorer and minimize it. Here we can see the home directory, and inside the home directory is these directories. So compared it to the terminal, they are just the same. The next command we are going to learn is cd. So cd is just used for navigation. So what do I mean by that is our current directory is our home directory is called Papuhun, and if we want to open our desktop, we need to use the cd command. So cd plus the directory, which is desktop, it will actually open up the desktop directory. After that, if we want to know the content of our desktop, we can just use the ls command and hit enter. So inside the desktop, we have no directory yet. A fun example, if we create a folder here, or folder just converts to directory, example, and then we go back to our terminal and type in ls or the list command, we can actually see the example for directory. And here it goes. What if you open up the directory and you want to go back to the previous directory? So let's say, for example, we are in cd. Let's just check our directory first, and then let's check the contents. So we want to navigate to the example directory. So cd example, and here we want to go back to the desktop directory. We can just type in cd and double dot. So then let's just check our current directory, and we just go back to desktop. And a few reminders, on a Linux operating system is case sensitive, so that's why we have to be mindful to type in the exact spelling and capitalizations of directories. The next command we are going to talk about is the touch command. So touch command basically enables you to create a file. To test that, we will just go to our current directory, pwd. So we are in desktop, and we will traverse to the example directory, cd example, and then we will type in touch space file name. Let's say example dot txt. So what this command does, it creates a file example.txt. To check that, we are just going to type in ls for list and hit enter, and we can see our created file. The next command we are going to talk about is the cp command. So it just basically stands to copy. So in our current directory, we have the example.txt file. So if we want to copy that file, we can use the cp command. Cp space the file that you want to copy, which is the example.txt space the new name or the new file name that you want to give to the copied file. Let's say, for example, copy.txt. So this command line states that we are going to make a copy named copy.txt from example.txt. If we are going to check on that, we just type in ls, and we should see two files right now. And here it is. We just copy one file from example.txt. The next command we are going to learn is the rm command. So what is the rm command? It stands for remove. We want to remove a file, we can just use the rm command. Let's say rm, then remove the file on your current directory, copy.txt, hit enter, and we should not see the copy.txt anymore. So if we type in ls and hit enter, we just see a single file. The copy.txt file are now deleted. The next command that we are going to learn is the mkdir or mkdir command. It stands for make directory, or it can just enable you to create a new folder or directory. Let's say we are going to create a new folder and we want to traverse back to the desktop directory. So let's just type in cd double dot. So to check that, we have typed in pwd, and it shows we are in the desktop directory. This directory, we want to create a new directory. So type in mkdir space the name of your directory. Just type in test, and it should create a new directory. As you can show here, it appears instantly at our desktop directory. To remove our directory, we can just use rmdir or remove directory, then the file name or the name of their directory, and hit enter. It removes the directory in the desktop directory here. However, it cannot delete. However, it can only delete empty directories. If a directory is not empty, then this command will not work at all. You need to remove all the file inside that directory in order for you to remove that directory using this command. Next is the mb command. It stands for move command. It basically will help you to move files. Let's say, for example, you want to traverse to the example directory. So cd example, and then type in ls to check the files there. So we have example.txt. If we want to move this example.txt to the desktop directory, we are just going to type in mv, type the file name of the file that you want to move, example.txt, and the directory of where do you want to move it. Let's say tilde stands for home, then slash desktop, and hit enter. So type in ls to check if the directory is gone in the example directory. I mean, the file is gone from the example directory. So yeah, as you can see, the example directory is empty. And we can see here in the desktop page that the example.txt is created or moved here. The next command that we are going to talk about is the cat command. So the cat command just basically enables you to create a file with contents in it. How does this work? You just type in the cat and then a greater than sign and the file name. Say for example, example.txt. So right here we are just going to type in what we want, like line 1 or line 2, line 3, line 3, never mind that, line 5, line 6, line 7, line 8, line 9, let's do up till 15, line 10, line 11, line 12, line 13, line 14, and line 15. After that, we're just going to press Ctrl plus D to exit and save this file. So if we are going to traverse to the example directory, let's check if we are in the example directory, we just type in pwd and we are in the example directory. Actually, it is just shown here. And then type in ls and we have an example.txt created. The next command that we are going to talk about is the more command. So the more command basically enables you to see the content of a file, or it displays the content of a file. So before we type in or we created a file with this content. If we are going to view that right now, we are going to use the more command. So type in more and then the name or the file name of that file and hit enter. So as you can see, it is displaying the content that we created earlier. The next command is head command. So it basically shows you the first 10 lines of a file. So before we type or we created a file that has 15 lines, and since the head command will only show us 10 lines, if we are going to open this example.txt file, we are just going to see from line 1 to line 11 because we have no line 3 here. So if we are going to test that, head and type in a file name, example.txt, and hit enter, it will show us the first 10 lines of that file. And the last command is the tail command. So it's just basically the opposite of the head command. So it will show us the last lines of the file starting from the 10 last lines of the file. So what do I mean by that is like this. We will type in tail and the file name, example.txt. So as you can see here, we are starting from line 15 to 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So these are the last 10 lines of the file. And that would be all for this video. In this video, I have a bonus command that I think you must know about. It is the man command. So if you are struggling for a certain command, just type in man stands for manual. It will basically show you information of that command. For example, man, and then type in ls and hit enter. So we are going to see this a lot of information about the ls command. And if you are going to go back to the terminal, to the previous terminal, we are just going to type Q. Q stands for quit, and then press Q, and and we go and we are back here. And that would be all. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something and have a good day.